Ever felt like your clients are taking over your life? You find yourself staring at endless notifications and phone buzzing, even at night. It's so exhausting when you can't escape work, and it feels like you're glued to your phone 24/7, struggling to find moment of peace. It's like you're always on, leaving you drained and disconnected from your personal life. It almost feels like there's no personal life anymore. It's just work. But it doesn't have to be this way. In today's episode, Stephanie Ernaud, an intuitive coach and lawyer, shares how to set healthy boundaries with clients so you can reclaim your time and energy while still enjoying strong, positive relationships with your clients. Why is building a business so hard? Why nobody buys my healing program? Why is everything so frustrating and overwhelming? What if there was a better way? Hi, I'm Nina Maglic. I'm a marketing coach and healer on a mission to help amazing healers like yourself improve marketing, get clients, and make money with less stress. On my new show, I will do what I love best, translating complicated marketing and business strategies into practical, actionable steps you can implement with ease and clarity. She Runs a Business is a new podcast for healers like yourself who want to create a profitable healing business that provides the best life transformations for your clients and gives you the freedom and flexibility to enjoy time with your loved ones. Take your seat at the table and let's get started. Welcome to She Runs a Business podcast. Hello and welcome everybody. I'm super excited to be here today with you. We have a very special guest, is Stephanie Ernaud from Paris, France. She is a tax lawyer and intuitive coach. And today we are going to get some hints and tips from coach and the lawyer how to set the healthy boundaries with our clients. Stephanie, hello and welcome. I'm so excited and honored to have you on my show.
Hello, Nina. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited about this call.
Thank you so much. Stephanie, let's talk about the boundaries. I know that so many coaches struggle with boundaries, especially on the sales calls. How can we set the right boundaries with our potential clients on the sales call?
So I think the first thing is that you have to really be aware of what you are selling is your time. You're selling your time, which means that you're kind of selling yourself. As a lawyer, I know people think that for lawyers it's kind of easy because like you pick up the phone and then you charge. It doesn't work this way because the client has to agree and the clients can actually reach out to you when you have a recurring client. I mean, they will call and ask for information. And when you're a lawyer, you actually sell information. I've been a lawyer for over 10 years now. 1 minute with me, I can give the whole solution of the problem. And it's not because it takes 1 minute that it's not worth anything, you know.
But there is like years and years of studying and learning and practicing what you're doing. So that's why you can solve the problem in 1 minute.
Exactly.
You're saving people time and money and giving them really instant solution. That's why time costs.
Exactly. When I have a new prospect, I actually have 2 meetings today, this afternoon, with people who are interested in working with me and they're asking for a Zoom. And I really have to prepare myself because obviously before the call, they're like, yeah, I want to know that and that and that. And I have to manage the information I'm going to give to make sure that I'm not going to give all the information. My best tip is be the leader on the call. You take the lead. So you're the one who's saying, we're going to talk about that. You're the one who's asking the questions. And you make sure at the beginning of the call that the client knows what the call is about. So what I do when clients are like, oh yeah, I want you to know that and that, I just interrupt them politely. And I say, this call is about gathering information and setting a framework so that we know how we can work from there. And then I can write a proposal. They know that there's a boundary.
I also did a lot of sales mistakes, especially at the beginning, especially on the sales call. I would coach people. And I realized very soon when you coach people, they think they got solution and they go back to their old life. They repeat the same patterns and habits that brought them in the situation they're currently stuck. And this is why I think that was the huge aha moment for me to realize I'm actually doing my clients disservice if I coach them on the sales call. I need to ask questions to identify the problem, to guide them to see if we are the right fit for the program, if I can provide solution. Because let's be honest, my program is not for everybody. I have to find the right fit for my program, and people have to feel comfortable with me as a coach to work. That's something that we need to discuss on the sales call, and they need to ask me also questions about the programs so they can feel safe and confident that I'm the right coach for them. Stephanie, before this call, we had such an interesting conversation about DMs and people who reach out to us through emails or messages asking us for advice about the coaching session. And they're asking like a questions about coaching session, but that's actually a question that should be answered during the session. For example, how can I overcome that fear or anxiety? That's something that we need to coach on the coaching call. But people want to know that, for example, in DMs, in messages, how can we set the healthy boundaries with these potential clients so that we can still have them as a client, but also protect our time and energy from doing like free coaching?
First off, prepare I don't know how to call it, but on Instagram, you can actually draft some automatic DM when people ask questions. So this is what I have. It's like I have the prices and everything. So if there is a question, this is what I send. And as soon as you send that, the person knows that, okay, this is a professional. It's a professional and a professional who value their time. Like, cause I know sometimes it's annoying, especially when you are very, like a very good person, very loyal, and you feel like people are not supposed to ask you stuff for free, but sometimes you have to teach people how to behave. So make sure you have all of that. And also really be aware of, I was talking about the lawyer. As lawyers, we sell our time and we sell information. But when you coach a healer, you also sell your energy. And so when you have people around you, especially if you have a high vibration, like just interacting with you is kind of healing. So just be aware of that. Be aware of your value and make sure you don't give out too much. And so, it's easy, when someone is asking you questions on DMs and you feel drained or annoyed, then just close the conversation and send the link to, the link to book sessions, and just send the link and say, I'm happy to work with you. This is the link. And people who want to work with you will be fine. People who don't want to work with you, they will disappear or they'll be upset, but that's not your problem. And I also wanted to build on something that you said, Nina, about having calls, like sales calls, where people need to have trust and like to trust you. And this is one of the things I tell clients when I write a proposal and then they call me and say, well, Stephanie, I think it's kind of pricey, or how do I know that the right lawyer? Because I have proposal for all the lawyers. And I just go into my confidence. I know sometimes it's hard, but I just kind of jump, both feet. And I go like, you know what? I cannot tell you if I'm the right lawyer for you because you have to make the decision. And I can only work with clients who trust me. This line is very powerful. When you tell people, I can't work with you if you don't trust me, then they go like, I trust you. So I think it's about empowering the clients.
Yes, very often people want to abdicate their responsibility to coach and they want coach to make a decision for them. But I usually say, I really cannot tell you. Like, people usually ask me like, oh my God, I have problems with my husband. Should I divorce him or not? Like, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you this because the truth between two of you only know you two. So, and you have to make decision also for your clients to say that like, hey, I cannot take responsibility for you and I cannot make decision for you because this is your life and only you have the power over your life to make the best decision. And deep down in your heart, you know what's the best decision for you. I also find it very interesting when I get messages in DMs where people are asking me about my prices. I usually say, look, I have a program that I sell and people can only apply to work with me to see if we are the right fit. You can book a sales call with me and we can really discuss if this is something you want. I have your best interest in my mind because I don't want to also take clients who are not ready and who don't want to do the work because this is not beneficial for both of us. Look, let's get on a sales call, get to know each other. There's no pressure to buy from me. There's no risk. You don't have to commit to anything. And if we are the right fit, we can work together. As you said, I don't know if I'm the right coach for you. This is a decision you need to make for yourself. I know that I can help you and provide solution for you, but this is the decision you need to make for yourself. And Stephanie, I want to also touch a bit about clients who are already our clients, work with us. They had a session with us, and after the session, they keep messaging us all the time or keep asking questions. And actually what they want is actually additional coaching, but they are not willing to pay for that. How can we set boundaries here?
First thing is that you have to make sure that before anything, you wrote it somewhere on the website or on the invoice that exactly what is the session. I have on my calendar where you book session with me, I wrote that if you have questions, you can ask me one question by email, and I actually write, do not call me, So, I mean, it's a bit strict, but it's how you protect your energy. So make sure they have all the rules and everything is clear. And yeah, maybe say so this is a session. And then, because what I do is that I send sometimes clearings. And so what I say is that I'm going to send you clearings after the session, and you have questions about the session, you can send me an email during the week after. So they know they have 1 week to ask one question about the session and not about something else. It doesn't mean that you cannot give more, but at least, it's very clear on what is included in the price.
I think that's really great advice to make it clear for them, write it down that they know exactly what they can expect. I also find it very interesting that, for example, when I do Akashic Records reading sessions for my clients, they have 24 hours to ask me questions about sessions. And I always say to them, I don't want to be present in your Akashic Records. First of all, that's your private thing. I want to close it. And when the session is done, it's done. You can only ask me about the session 24 hours. This is how much I can remember after the session, because I cannot guarantee you in 7 days that I will remember everything what I said during the session. You have 24 hours to ask me any questions. That also keeps my energy clean, because I don't want to be attached to that client and keep engaging with that client. I want to have space for new clients as well to help them. And there's also another thing that I do. If they join my program, I usually have additional support for them. And it's clearly written how much support they get during the week from me and how that support looks like. Is it a private call? Is it WhatsApp support? Is it email support? Spell it out. Write it down in your offer that people know exactly what they can get from you when they buy a coaching program from you. Make it clear for them. That's the most important thing. How much support you're going to give them. Are you going to give any support? How much time after the session they can ask you questions about the session, and make it clear. Write everything down. It makes it easier for you, and you will avoid having those kind of conversations. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Stephanie, for being my guest. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Do you have any other tip for people?
Just be cheeky, Just wanted to tell this story. I had this woman who reached out to my Instagram coaching account. She was asking, I want to do sessions with you, but I have questions. So I thought she had questions about the length of the session, or if it's a call or a Zoom or anything. And then she started to talk about her problems with her husband. And then I texted her. I said, I don't coach by message. And she understood. And then she was super polite. And she's like, okay, thank you so much. I will reach out later. I will buy a session with you, which he didn't do, but at least I protected my energy.
Very often people think that we can solve their biggest life problems in just one message and in one session. And that's really not the truth. First of all, when we have the first session is really to understand what is the root cause of the problem, what is really going on there. And when you start digging deep, you will find the layers of problems there. And then you have to help clients create the roadmap for them to get the solution they want. But it's a process. And this is something we have to communicate also with the clients. It takes time. We cannot solve the biggest problem in the messages. We cannot solve the biggest problem in just one session. We need to understand what is the root cause of the problem, take our clients on a journey. That's why I sell programs, because this is the best way to provide a transformation for people. Thank you, Stephanie, so much. You're such always great guest. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your lawyer experience with us. Can you tell us more where people can find you?
They can find me as a lawyer on my website. You can type my name and family name, Stephanie Arnould, on Google. You will find my website, which is arnoldavocat.com, because I'm a French tax lawyer. And you can also find me on Priestess Infinity, like a priestess, for the coaching on Instagram, TikTok, or Google. I also have a website for that.
Thank you, Stephanie, for being guest on today's show. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who was here today. Keep shining your light, because the world does need that love and light inside of you more than ever. I'm sending you lots of love and big hug. Bye. My gorgeous friend, I hope you love this episode. If you learned something that is helpful for your business, I would really love to hear from you. Could you spend 30 seconds of your time, go to the Apple Podcast and leave me a 5-star review? This is the only way you can thank me and let me know how much you love this podcast. I love hearing from you. If you have friends who need help with their coaching businesses, share this episode with them and help them grow their business too. Thank you for listening to She Runs the Business podcast. Please share your gifts with the world. Keep shining your light, because the world does need that love and light inside of you more than ever. I'm sending you lots of love and big hug.